Why did we change the ordinance and break the everlasting covenant? We didn't mean to. But precious jewels of truth have been placed in false settings. But now we are seeing, as David said, wondrous things coming out of the law, a fresh new unfolding of the old.
Christ commanded Moses to write, as he should bid him, judgments and laws, giving minute direction in regard to what he required them to perform, and thereby guarded the 10 precepts which he had engraved upon the tables of stone. These specific directions and requirements were given to draw erring man to the obedience of the moral law, which he is so prone to transgress. Moses wrote these judgments and statutes from the mouth of God while he was with him in the mount.
Here they're called instructions and specifications.
The light given me is that we are to study more than we do the instruction given to Moses by God after he had proclaimed the law from Sinai. The 10 Commandments were spoken by God himself and were then written on tables of stone to be preserved till the judgment should take place. After the giving of the law, God gave Moses specifications regarding the law. These specifications are plain and explicit. No one need make a mistake.
Here she says they are binding as long as time should last.
These statutes were explicitly given to guard the 10 Commandments. They were not shadowy types to pass away with the death of Christ. They were to be binding upon men in every age as long as time should last. These commands were enforced by the power of the moral law, and they clearly and definitely explained that law.
Here she says these specifications are expressions of the mind of God.
The specifications are never to lose their force, for they are the expression of the mind of the infinite God. Every word is to be cherished. Why, I have asked, are not these principles that have been expressed seen and acted out? For they are the principles of the law of God.
Did you notice they are called principles? Our forefathers repaired the breach in the law, that being the 4th commandment, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. But we have been commissioned to repair the breach in the principles of the law.
A people who, in a time of general departure from truth and righteousness, are seeking to restore the principles that are the foundation of the kingdom of God. They are repairers of a breach that has been made in God's law.
Have we not applied this to repairing the Sabbath breach? But there's one problem with that. At the writing of this statement, the Sabbath breach had already been repaired by the people of God. So therefore, the scroll must be unrolled so that the breaches and the principles of the law will be made visible.
In the time of the end, every divine institution is to be restored.
After Moses read the law that God commanded him to write,
all the people answered together and said, "All that the Lord hath spoken we will do."
This was quoted from Exodus 24:3. After Moses read the law, not only the 10 Commandments, but also the permanently binding statutes.
This covenant is of just as much force today as it was when the Lord made it with ancient Israel.
This is the pledge that God's people are to make in these last days. Their acceptance with God depends on a faithful fulfillment of the terms of their agreement with Him. God includes in His covenant all who will obey Him.
For this is what prepares the bride of Christ for this translation.
That God who reads the hearts of everyone will bring to light hidden things of darkness where they are often least suspected, that stumbling blocks which have hindered the progress of truth may be removed, and God have a clean and holy people to declare His statutes and judgments. The captain of our salvation leads his people on step by step, purifying and fitting them for translation, and leaving in the rear those who are disposed to draw off from the body, who are not willing to be led and are satisfied with their own righteousness.